The following live program has mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Sex Matters. Tonight we're talking all about pickup artistry, and we're joined now by flirting teacher Lorraine Hewitt. Lorraine, you teach flirting workshops, right?
I do.
And you've been listening to our conversation, so what are some of your thoughts?
Well, I think that there's a lot of things that are really common to flirting workshops in that, you know, you do have to have great observation skills, be able to read people's body language, and you do, of course, need conversation openers, ways to approach people, and ways to make people comfortable with you. That's all very, very important. You know, I tend to think that the teasing aspect, I think it's really good to incorporate humor into your approach with people, but I don't really like so much the idea of, you know, knocking down a woman's self-esteem. I think it's a lot better to build people up. I can understand where it comes from.
Knock them down.
Yeah. You know, I think flattery works still really well for a lot of women.
Well, I'm interested to know from your weekends and the techniques that you teach. Like, could you teach me those techniques to work them on men or women if I wanted to?
Yeah, you know, essentially, yeah. A lot of this stuff is...
So you don't think they're based particularly on some sort of psychological approach towards some stereotype of women?
No.
Okay. Interesting. Would you agree with this? Like, did you find from listening to this that there's...
Well, it sounded to me like it was very much directed towards men, focused on men. That is the clientele that they have. I'm not certain that women would necessarily respond as well to the same kinds of techniques because it's, like, many things are universal, but at the same time, when you are coming from the perspective that women have a certain psychology and all of your routines and techniques have been developed around that point, I think it would be pretty difficult to turn around and apply that to a female clientele.
Well, there is some phenomenon, I mean, and I do think it's an immature idea, but it may be accurate, that some women do like bad boys, and they will respond.
They do, yeah.
And so I understand why that mentality comes out. It's just that I think that the problem that I maybe have with it is that it's hard to imagine that you're going to get all women at a mature level, because I think most women would mature and get to a certain point where it's like, I don't need to deal with a bad guy or the guy who...
Well, I don't think bad boys are boys that tease or that sort of, you know, try to knock women down a peg. I think bad boys are guys that are just honest with their intentions and are willing to admit that, as opposed to the guys that want to walk on eggshells. You know?
Okay, hold on. We've got an email question from Diane. She asks, I want to know some secrets on how women can make guys more comfortable when he does come talk to her. I guess either one of you could ask. What are some secrets on how women can make guys more comfortable when he comes to talk to her? I'll throw it to you first.
Yeah, doing what we call an approach invitation. Essentially just looking at them, making eye contact with them. When a girl makes eye contact with me, my natural inclination is to go and talk to her. She made eye contact with me.
Right.
So I think that would be the first thing to do. In fact, that's probably the easiest thing you can do. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I'd also say that if he's already there and you want to make him feel more comfortable, focus your attention on him. Turn your body towards him. Really listen to what he's saying. Notice things about him and ask him some questions as well. And show that you are willing to be a little bit separate from your group.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, because you both teach workshops. Now, we're going to talk about cost. So what does one of your workshops cost?
One of my workshops costs $35 per person for 3 hours.
What does a weekend workshop with love systems cost?
About $3,000.
So how do you justify the cost of something like that?
It's all supply and demand.
Right.
It's, if you think of what people spend in a year, women and men, on things like their appearance or things that are sort of towards how people sort of perceive them. You know, guys buy watches that cost more than a seminar, or cars, or clothes. Women spend lots of money on makeup, things like that. So
for sure,
in the grand scheme of things, I think we can help them more than those things could help them, which is the you know, so the reason why.
Absolutely. Sorry to interrupt, but it's time again for a break here on Sex Matters. Truth or Deal comes after the break.